Willkommen zu unserem heutigen Tag 3 der Ready, Set, Study Abroad Info-Tage bzw. Info-Woche. Mein Name ist Julia. Ich hoffe, ihr seht mich gerade hier oben im Video. Ich bin Studienberaterin und zuständig für University Relations und Veranstaltungsplanung hier bei IC. Mache das jetzt schon seit fast 10 Jahren und habe vorher im Austauschbereich an einer deutschen Hochschule bzw. Uni gearbeitet, kenne also auch den Abschnitt der ganzen Planung und habe selber auch ein Auslandssemester in den USA gemacht, habe Austauschstudierende bei uns zu Hause betreut, also kenne irgendwie so das gesamte Konzept. Ich habe heute dabei meine liebe Kollegin Melanie, die ist so ein bisschen Backup und hilft mir beim Beantworten von Fragen, die vielleicht aufkommen. Und ich habe gerade kurz gesagt, die Agenda für heute steht schon mal in der Chatbox. Die dürft ihr, liebe Studierende, sehr gerne nutzen, um uns auch Fragen zu stellen den ganzen Tag über. Wir haben dann regelmäßig ein Auge drauf, um zu gucken, ob wir entweder schon schriftlich was antworten können oder dann eben immer zwischen den verschiedenen Präsentationen. Und dann übergebe ich jetzt an Benjamin, unseren Managing Director, der euch eine Kurzeinführung zur heutigen Thematik gibt und auch für Fragen noch da ist. Und dann stellen wir beide uns jetzt erstmal stumm und das Video aus und viel Spaß, Benjamin.
Ja, auch herzlich willkommen von meiner Seite. Ich bin Benjamin, ich bin der Managing Director von IEC. Ich habe, weil Julia, du hast es ja gerade schon so ein bisschen erzählt, was du gemacht hast. Ich bin bei IEC eigentlich jetzt seit ja, etwas über 4 Jahren. Und vorher habe ich lange Zeit bei einer Airline gearbeitet, dort im Marketingbereich. Dann habe ich an einer Business School gelehrt und geforscht, hatte meinen Doktor gemacht. Und ja, dann habe ich beide Welten zusammengebracht, nämlich einerseits irgendwie woanders hinzufliegen, woanders hinzureisen und gleichzeitig natürlich auch irgendwie sich akademisch fortzubilden. Und das hat mich zu IEC gebracht. Und da bin ich ganz gerne. Ich teile mal meinen Bildschirm, weil ich will euch heute ähm, zeigen, was soll es heute eigentlich gehen. Ähm, Natürlich für die, die jetzt schon mehrere Tage dabei waren, ist es vielleicht 'ne Wiederholung. Trotzdem für die, die da neu dabei sind, würde ich ganz gerne noch am Anfang kurz darauf eingehen, was macht IEC eigentlich? Also klar, wir sind 'ne Vertretung von vielen ausländischen Universitäten in Deutschland ja, in Deutschland, und wir helfen Studierende, ihren Weg an diese Universitäten zu finden. Meistens für ein Auslandssemester, manchmal allerdings auch für 'n ganzes Studium, sei es 'n Masterstudium oder 'n Bachelorstudium. Und es ist so, dass wir natürlich das Ganze, unser gesamtes Angebot als komplementär ansehen zu dem, was eure Unis euch anbieten. Also ganz viele von euch wollen ja auch ins Ausland gehen und gehen ganz viel über Austauschprogramme ihrer Universität, Erasmus, Direct Exchange Agreements, all das. Das solltet ihr auch erst mal schauen, ob es das gibt. Aber manchmal ist es ja so, dass eure Uni vielleicht nicht genügend Plätze anbietet, vielleicht gar keine Partner in den Ländern hat, die euch interessieren, oder ihr andere Wünsche habt. Und dann könnt ihr immer als sogenannter Free Mover ins Ausland gehen und dabei helfen wir euch. Das heißt, ihr organisiert selbst euer Auslandssemester. IEC klärt alle Fragen, die ihr habt. Häufig klären wir auch die Fragen mit den Partneruniversitäten, all solche Dinge. Und wir helfen euch eben eine erfolgreiche Bewerbung zusammenzustellen und euch erfolgreich bei diesen Universitäten zu bewerben. Und ja, wie machen wir das? Wir machen das eben seit über 20 Jahren, 22 Jahre jetzt mittlerweile. Wir haben über 100 internationale Unis, die unsere Partner sind in 27 Ländern. Wir haben dadurch, dass wir so viele Studis ins Ausland gebracht haben, wirklich ganz, ganz viele Fragen kennengelernt und ganz viele Antworten auch parat. Das ist vielleicht für jeden Studi immer individuell was ganz Neues, aber für uns ist es häufig so, dass wir die Fragen schon mal gehört haben und dann auch gleich super Antworten dazu haben. Nämlich: Wo findet man eine Unterkunft? Wie teuer ist das und das? Was für einen Schnitt brauche ich an der und der Uni? Was brauche ich noch für Unterlagen? All solche Dinge. Dadurch geht dann meistens dadurch, dass wir die Unterlagen vorher mit euch schon gemeinsam durchgehen, die prüfen, wir sehen, was fehlt, was ihr noch braucht, geht es meistens sehr, sehr schnell bei der Bearbeitung von den Bewerbungen an den Partneruniversitäten. Und wenn wir sagen, eure Unterlagen sind vollständig, ihr passt gut zu einer bestimmten Universität, dann können wir auch sagen, wir haben eine sehr, sehr hohe Erfolgsquote. Ich lehne mich gerne aus dem Fenster und sage das noch viel höher, aber ich sage jetzt mal, was die anderen sagen, es ist ungefähr 98%. Das heißt, wenn du eine Bewerbung bei uns einreichst, dann kriegst du eigentlich mit sehr, sehr, sehr hoher Wahrscheinlichkeit auch eine Zusage. Meistens ist es ja so, dass wir sagen, die Studierenden, die ins Ausland gehen, die klären all dieses Vorhaben eigentlich anhand solcher 5 Schritte, so nennen wir das. am Anfang überlegen sich: „Was will ich eigentlich im Ausland machen?“ Also, welches Studienprogramm möchte ich, machen? Möchte ich ein Auslandssemester im Bachelor oder eins im Master erst machen, oder andere Dinge? Vielleicht interessiert mich auch eine Summer School. Vielleicht möchte ich es kombinieren. Manchmal geht das auch mit Praktikum. Das ist so der erste Schritt. Der zweite, und das ist ja gestern 'n ganz großes Thema gewesen: Wie finanziere ich das überhaupt? Also, Auslands-BAföG ist ein Weg, Stipendien ist ein anderer Weg, Kredite, der umgekehrte Generationenvertrag von unserem Partner Deutsche Bildung ist auch eine Möglichkeit. Das ist der zweite sehr, sehr wichtige Schritt, auch mal herauszufinden, neben den Studiengebühren, was gibt es sonst noch für Kosten, die auf mich zukommen. Ja, und dann, wenn man das zusammen hat, dann zu ja, an dritter Stelle steht dann schon die Entscheidung: „Okay, ich will wirklich an den Ort gehen und zu dem und dem Zeitpunkt starten.“ Und, am vierten Punkt, da helfen wir da euch dann direkt mit der Bewerbung. Und eigentlich kommt dann der fünfte Punkt ganz automatisch. Ihr nehmt den Studienplatz an, ihr kriegt eine sogenannte Offer von der Uni und dann kann es eigentlich schon losgehen, meistens mit dem Flugzeug, in Europa vielleicht auch mit dem Zug. So, und wie ihr uns erreicht, das wisst ihr ja, wahrscheinlich schon. Ihr findet es hier noch mal auf den verschiedenen, Wegen, wie ihr zu uns kommen könnt. Also, natürlich haben wir auch noch, Facebook-Gruppen, weil die in, den Universitäten manchmal doch noch recht häufig genutzt werden. Wir haben Instagram-Gruppen, was wir anbieten. Wir haben Pre-Departure-Webinare für die Studierenden, die da ein Offer haben und planen, ins Ausland zu gehen. All das bieten wir an, aber ihr kennt das ja wahrscheinlich, sonst hättet ihr den Weg nicht zu uns gefunden. So, heute möchte ich aber ganz kurz nur sagen, was bringt dir denn eigentlich ein Auslandssemester? Also, es ist natürlich eine schöne, ganz, ganz tolle Erfahrung, würde ja jeder sagen. Es sind irgendwie ganz besondere Eindrücke, es ist irgendwie eine aufregende Erfahrung. Aber was bringt es dir denn eigentlich für dein Leben nach dem Auslandssemester? Und ich denke, man kann das eigentlich zusammenfassen, dass man sagt: „Okay, es hat eigentlich so 3 Bereiche, die dich beeinflussen.“ Der erste ist natürlich, und das ist heute auch so ein Thema, wenn wir mit unseren Partnern der Hult sprechen oder auch der Berkeley, oder der Murdoch Dubai. Es soll auch meistens für viele Studierende 'n positiven Effekt auf auf ihre berufliche Karriere einfach haben. Ähm, Wie das stattfindet, komme ich gleich dazu. Es ist ganz wichtig, dass ihr durch diesen Auslandsaufenthalt natürlich auch ganz interessante Netzwerke knüpfen könnt, damit beginnen könnt. Und ihr wart dann schon mal im Ausland. Natürlich könnt ihr auch gucken: „Hey, kann ich vielleicht auch im Ausland arbeiten?“ Wenigstens eine Zeit lang. All das, bringt etwas für deine berufliche Karriere. Es ist aber auch wichtig, dass du persönlich ganz neue Erfahrungen, akademischer, Natur machst. Das heißt, im Ausland zu studieren ist einfach anders als in Deutschland, Österreich oder Schweiz zu studieren. Das heißt, wie dort etwas unterrichtet wird, wie die Kurse, sind, wie das Verhältnis von Dozierenden, zu Studierenden ist etwas anderes. All das ist einfach mal eine ganz neue akademische Erfahrung und die wird vor allen Dingen geprägt durch eine sehr, sehr hohe Diversität in der Fakultät an den Universitäten als auch unter den Studierenden. Also, als ich, damals in Amerika eine Zeit lang, für meinen Doktor geforscht habe, da war eigentlich jede Nationalität auf diesem Campus vertreten. Und das nicht nur unter den Studierenden, sondern auch unter den Professoren. Es war einfach super, super interessant. Man hat ganz andere Aspekte von vielen Fragestellungen mitbekommen und das bereichert einen schon sehr. Und gerade bei unseren Partneruniversitäten ist dann auch der dritte Punkt ziemlich interessant: Wie sieht so eine Uni eigentlich aus? Also, die Ausstattung im Ausland von diesen Universitäten ist ein ganz anderes System, ist einfach größtenteils wirklich phänomenal. Also, das sind meistens ganz eigene Städte für sich, die ein komplettes Angebot haben zwischen, Sport, Konzerten, aber auch eigene, medizinische Einrichtungen, eigene Beratungen, ganz, ganz viele, Restaurant und Essensmöglichkeiten. Es gibt da so, so viel, was wirklich ganz anders ist als eine deutsche Uni, die ja manchmal von der Ausstattung her etwas in die Jahre gekommen ist, sagen wir es mal so. Also, da versuchen wirklich die Universitäten ihren Studierenden, die ja zum Teil auch jünger sind, ganz, ganz viel Beratung, ganz, ganz viel Betreuung und ganz, ganz viele Angebote zu geben. Und das ist auch etwas ganz anderes, was deinen Blick vielleicht auf die Uniwelt, noch mal neu prägt. Und der dritte Punkt, und da komme ich gleich noch mal so ein bisschen im Detail dazu, weil ich, auch ganz viel für, Executives, Weiterbildungsprogramme, konzipiert hatte in meinem vorherigen Job. Das heißt, was bringt es dir denn eigentlich für deine persönliche, äh, Lebenserfahrung oder wie kannst du daran wachsen, dass du ins Ausland gegangen bist? Und ein wichtiger Punkt ist immer, du lernst etwas Neues kennen Häufig sagt man dazu auch, du kommst aus deiner Komfortzone heraus und das bedeutet, dass du dich einlassen musst auf ganz neue Lernerfahrungen und daran auch wachsen kannst. Du knüpfst aber auch Freundschaften zum Beispiel, die meistens viel länger gehen als dein Auslandsaufenthalt. Also Studierende, die du dort kennenlernst oder andere Personen, ähm, die die lebst du, eigentlich nur dort zum allerersten Mal. Nur dort hast du die Chance, die kennenzulernen. Die Freundschaften bleiben aber wirklich ein Leben lang. Und was ich auch immer ganz spannend finde, wenn man im Auslandssemester ist oder überhaupt im Auslandsaufenthalt und dort länger lebt, erlebt man sich selber ganz neu in neuen Situationen. Also, ich habe, mal auch in Spanien längere Zeit gelebt und habe da gearbeitet in 'ner spanischen Firma, habe dann mit Italienern in 'ner WG zusammengelebt und ich sage immer gerne, da habe ich irgendwie gemerkt, wie deutsch ich in manchen Dingen doch bin, im Positiven wie im Negativen. Und das war einfach auch mal 'ne ganz gute Reflexion, wie man doch 'n bisschen anders ist und was man vielleicht mitnehmen kann von anderen Personen. Und diese Situation hätte ich ja hier in Deutschland gar nicht so wahrgenommen. Also, es ist schon wichtig, dass man sich in neue Situationen auch getraut, sich da hineinzubegeben. Denn so aus der Lerntheorie kann man eigentlich sagen, es gibt ja so 3 Zonen, in denen man sich so befinden kann. Es gibt so die Komfortzone. Das ist alles, was du kennst. Habt ihr sicher auch schon mal gehört. Alles, was du kennst, dein persönliches Umfeld, dein täglicher Weg, zur Uni oder zur Arbeit, dein kultureller Kontext. Also, wir kennen uns da relativ gut aus, dort, wo man sich zu Hause fühlt oder wo man einfach schon lange lebt. So ein bisschen vorstellen, wie als ob man auf dem Sofa zu Hause ist. Da kann dir eigentlich nicht viel passieren. Da passiert aber auch nicht so viel. Und dann geht es immer darum, wenn man sagt: „Okay, ich will etwas lernen“, dann muss ich in diese Komfortzone ja verlassen. Ich muss ein bisschen vor die Tür gehen, damit ich neue Eindrücke machen kann erleben kann, dass ich neue Menschen kennenlerne, neue Situationen, etwas kennenlernen, was ich vielleicht auch noch nicht kann, um dann daraus zu lernen und vielleicht einfach persönlich zu wachsen. Und, das macht man in der Management-Weiterbildung genauso wie jetzt hier in so einem Auslandssemester. Man versucht, neue Situationen kennenzulernen. Nur dadurch kann man lernen. Was wichtig ist, wir wollen eigentlich nur in der Lernzone bleiben. Und das ist ja auch wichtig. Wir wollen nicht in die sogenannte Panikzone. Also, natürlich kann man jetzt auch sagen: „Ich lerne ja noch viel, viel mehr, wenn ich mich wirklich in eine ganz gefährliche und ganz unbekannte Situation begebe.“ Allerdings verfallen wir Menschen dann eher in eine Panik und versuchen so: „Oh Gott, hier kenne ich mich jetzt überhaupt nicht aus und das macht mir alles total Angst. Ich habe gar keine Ab Anknüpfungspunkte. Ich versuche hier erst mal nur zu überleben“, im wahrsten Sinne des Wortes. Das ist die Panikzone, da lernt man nicht viel. Also, man muss immer aufpassen, dass man sich nicht zu viel zumutet, aber natürlich auch nicht zu wenig, sich zutraut. Also, man muss aus der Komfortzone raus, man muss in die Lernzone sich begeben, aber es ist völlig in Ordnung, wenn man sagt: „Okay, ich habe hier jemanden, der mich auch ein bisschen berät. Ich habe auch hier eine Universität, die sieht so ähnlich aus vielleicht, was ich kennengelernt habe bisher. Ich kann auch Kurse dort, belegen, die ich dann zu Hause anrechnen lassen kann.“ All das ist nicht die Panikzone und trotzdem wirst du ganz, ganz viele neue Dinge kennenlernen, Dinge, die du auch nicht geplant hast, in dem Sinne, dass du nicht das als Motiv hattest, ausschließlich ins Auslandssemester zu gehen, aber die dort passieren, Menschen, die du kennenlernst. Und das bringt dich dann wirklich weiter, hinsichtlich, ja, 'ner ganz neuen Lernerfahrung. Immer wenn wir's lernen, kommen wir auf 'n neues persönliches, ja, Erlebnislevel oder Erfahrungslevel. Man hat dann einfach 'n größeren Erfahrungsschatz. Und das, finden wir immer total toll, wenn die Studierenden das im Ausland erleben, ähm, und mit unseren Partneruniversitäten erleben, durch besondere akademische Herausforderungen, durch besondere kulturelle Herausforderungen, durch vielleicht berufliche Möglichkeiten, die sich ergeben. Und darüber wollen wir heute ja auch ein bisschen reden. Ich wollte euch heute erst mal nur zeigen, okay, warum es wirklich so 3 Bestandteile gibt, oder drei Bereiche, die beeinflusst sind oder beeinflusst werden, wenn ihr ins Ausland geht und warum es so wichtig ist, sich aus der Komfortzone herauszubegeben. Gut, ja, das war eigentlich mein Vortrag, Julia. Ich stehe bereit für Fragen, falls es jetzt welche gibt. Wenn nicht,
Genau.
dann, gerne auch
Mhm.
später.
So, ich sehe jetzt im Moment keine Fragen im Chat. Deswegen würde ich mal sagen, vielen lieben Dank, Benjamin. Und dann machen wir jetzt weiter mit der Murdoch Dubai.
Viel Spaß
So,
dabei.
Dankeschön. So, Roy, I see that you're online already, and I just had a glimpse of your video, I think. So, welcome to our info session today. Maybe you can introduce yourself real quickly. I'll stop sharing my screen and invite you to share your screen. And then, yeah, enjoy the presentation about Dubai, studying in Dubai and the university.
Great. Well, thank you so much for the introduction and also the opportunity. So my name is Roy Strick, and I am the Director of Admissions and Recruitment at Murdoch University, Dubai. Before we continue, let me just share my screen. Okay.
Yep, perfect.
So, Murdoch University, Dubai. This is a Australian degree, so your affordable Australian education in Dubai. And this this is me. So as I said, I am the Director of Marketing, Recruitment, and Admissions. You will find my email there. So if you have a question, query, feel free to send me an email. But please do put our partner IEC in copy. You see the email address there as well. Before we continue, I would like to play a little video. So, Murdoch University, Dubai. It was the Burj Khalifa. Palm. So, Dubai is the place of many cultures. It's a place where cultures come together. This is our campus, which is in Knowledge Village. So yes, this was just a glimpse of Dubai and Murdoch University in Dubai. So Murdoch University is quite an old university. It's based out of Australia, and the Dubai campus, it is a branch campus of Murdoch University. So the degrees that we issue, they are issued from Australia. Therefore, it is an Australian international degree that we offer. And all the courses that we offer, they follow the same requirements as they would in Australia. And obviously, also in terms of the faculty, they are highly qualified, meeting all the criteria. So Murdoch University, we have actually 3 campuses, Perth, Singapore, and Dubai. We have more than 25,000 students. So this is a huge student body. Only in Dubai, we have around 800 students at the moment and more than 56 different nationalities. So these are people with different backgrounds, different stories, different experiences. And the majority of students, they come to Dubai for the very same reason. They want to venture into the unknown and they want to reach for the stars. And Dubai is a place that I'll tell you a bit more about Dubai later, but it's quite a young city and it's a city that is extremely fast growing. And when there's growth, there is opportunity. So Dubai is a place where people come from all over the world to study, but also to work. So the big benefit of working here is that you can earn well and you can grow together with the economy. So Murdoch University, we have been around a very long time and we have been known for our 50 years of excellence. And we also offer double majors, but this is something I would like to address later. So let me shift this box, or I just did like this. So we are ranked 84th by the Times Higher Education Young University Rankings in 2023. And by the local authorities, we have received a 5-star rating for our campus. And this is basically on the employability, so the services that we provide to our students to help them transition into the job market. Our facilities, our program strength, happiness and well-being, inclusiveness. Basically, when you receive 5 stars from the local authorities, this means that you're doing a lot of things right. So we know what we are doing at Murdoch. So obviously, before considering studying at the University of Murdoch in Dubai, you have to consider, why should I go to Dubai? What is the the benefit of coming to Dubai? And as I just explained, Dubai is a very young city, so it's only 50 years old, and it is now one of the most futuristic, fastest growing cities in the world. Currently, there are only 3 million people, which is very little, but in the coming years, they foresee millions moving here. So I'm sure you've heard about the real estate business. I'm not going to go too much into that, but because of this growth, real estate is booming. So Dubai is known as a business hub. It's a place where the Fortune 500 companies have based their offices in the Middle East, and it's the top 3 industry is real estate. I just explained why, due to the growth, finance, and technology. It's also here, in comparison to some of the other markets like Australia, the UK, also let's say Canada, there are different requirements and different rules. Here, for example, you are allowed to do a part-time job as a student of up to 20 hours per week. As I said earlier, one of the biggest strengths of Murdoch University Dubai is our ability to help the student transition into the job market post-graduation. So obviously, getting a job is the goal for most students. I realize that today the audience that we have here are mostly interested in the study abroad, but believe me, once you come here for a trimester, for 2 trimesters, you will fall in love with the city, and you will be happy to learn that we can help you find a job after. Dubai is also known for being extremely safe, at a 0% crime rate. Here you see often on on Instagram, you see people posting videos where they leave the keys of their Rolls Royce on a table, and then they come back 5 hours later, not years, hours later, and they can still find the keys there. Yeah, so there is little to no crime. Also, it's a smart government. Here they have initiatives where this government is trying to be 50 years ahead of any other government in the world. So they are doing their utmost best to incentivize the different government entities. For example, the Dubai Health Authority, the police, you name it, to bring in the latest technologies and also the latest digital solutions to facilitate a efficient and easy life. And yes, also the global student experience, because when you come to Dubai, it's not only about those students that you meet in your classroom, it's also about the students that you meet outside of your campus. So as I mentioned earlier, Murdoch University Dubai is located in Knowledge Village. And in Knowledge Village, you have, I believe it's 20 educational entities. So you have also Harriet Watt, and you have many others, even Hult Business School. They are very close to us. And these communities, they kind of use the same facilities, the same food court, the same sport facilities. So it's so you're not only exposed to the students of the university where you will study, but also to those studying around. Now, the most important question, why Murdoch University Dubai? Right, so we are very well reputed when it comes to the quality of teaching, when it comes to the quality of the services as well. And also we are known for having 3 intakes yearly. So most universities have a January and September intake, but because we're following the Australian system, we also have the May intake. We have the very affordable degrees, and this is something that I will show you later in an overview. We have up to 50% in scholarship and discounts. As I mentioned a few times already, there is sufficient career and student support, helping our students finding a job, even a part-time job. So basically, as any other university, we are geared to ensure that the student has the best possible and rewarding experience at our university. And what I mentioned earlier, that Dubai is a known study destination because the visa process is easier than most countries. There's not the same requirements when it comes to the finance, when it comes to, study gaps are okay and such. And also what many consider when joining Murdoch University Dubai is that we can offer you a very easy transfer to the main campus in Australia. So once you complete a trimester here, we can help you transfer to Australia. How cool would that be? So yes, the campus. So we have a quite a modern campus, as you can see. The campus is strategically located in Knowledge Park, which is close to the Palm. Most of our students don't really go to the Palm because it's quite expensive, but it's very centrally. It's also next to the Dubai Marina, where it's everything is quite close. Dubai is not as large as you might think. You would take 20-30 minutes by cab, and you can arrive pretty much everywhere. This is the reception. So this is where I work, where you will find me most of my working days, not at the reception, but in that area. It's also, we are quite known to have this authentic, how can I best put it, atmosphere. So students, they come, they study, but they also chill, they use our facilities, they use the library, not only books, but also screens. We have hardware for our students to use. We have quite a few classrooms. As you can see, some of the classrooms are designed differently to offer more collaborative working spaces. Now, about our programs, I understood that the majority of you would be interested in the bachelor program, so I'll just skip to the foundation program. It's a pre-university course. There's the diploma program. And here, these are the undergraduate and postgraduate programs. So we basically have four different bachelor programs. We have a Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology. We have a Bachelor's of Business with different concentrations: finance, management, marketing, and accounting. I imagine that most of you are doing Bachelor's of Business in Management. This is one of our more popular courses. We also have a Bachelor's of Communication in Web Communication and Strategic Communication. So actually our Bachelor's of Communication program is one of the very best in the Middle East. And I'm sure that most university would make such claims, but we won quite some awards our students have. And we have some partnerships with very strategic communication entities. And with them, we work a lot, do internships, do projects. Obviously, this is not the right forum, but if you would have an interest, we'd be happy to tell you more about it. Sure, see this. Okay, and then we also have a Bachelor's of IT in Business Information System, Computer Science, and Cybersecurity. Postgraduate, also, we have the very famous Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and a graduate certificate in education. Now, when you think about concentrations, you might be in between the two. You might think, oh, I am interested in management because I want to be a boss one day and I want to manage people, have other people do the work. Well, you know, collaboratively, obviously. But at the same time, I have an interest in marketing or finance. Well, this is your lucky day. Oh, well, because we offer double majors. So double majors is basically a feature where we allow, or well, we offer the opportunity to our students to do more than one major at a time. And so these are some of the combinations that are offered. So you could do, for example, a bachelor's of management and finance at the same time. So basically, because of the 3 intakes that we have, January, May, and September, this allows the students not only to do a fast track to get their bachelor's in 2 years, but also to do additional courses meeting the criteria for getting a double degree. So if imagine when applying to a job and there would be 5 candidates and you would be the one candidate having 2 bachelor degrees, well, guess who will get the job? I think you would be more likely to be considered. Okay. Yes, fees. That's always the first question that we get, and the scholarship. So let me just tell you that for the bachelor's program, these are the scholarships that we offer. Okay, and the scholarships, these are based on academic merit. So the better your results, your grades, the more that we can offer. Now, obviously, for you, you are most interested in the study abroad program that we offer. Just as you can see here, what you see in this table is a combination of tuition and accommodation fee. So the fee for 1 trimester, it ranges from $8,000 to $12,000, dependent on where you would stay at one of the accommodation partners that we show here. Obviously, you don't have to stay at an accommodation partner. Maybe, you know, personally, I would even recommend you to rent something with friends, if your parents would allow. But yes, you know, we are here to support and we are here to offer you options. Therefore, these are the options that we present. So these are the costs for 1 trimester. Obviously, if you're staying for 2 trimesters, it would only make sense for these costs to double. Now, let me check on time. I think I'm doing well.
Yeah, you're all good.
Okay, great. So here, this is the overview of the cost. So for the undergraduate course, the study abroad program, we offer a flat discount of 25%. So a discount is always appreciated, I imagine. So just consider that for 1 trimester, 4 units, you would pay $5,763. put it down, write it, calculate it in your currency, and you'll find out that it's actually not a lot. It's not a big investment, and it is an investment that will shape you and that will, develop you. And as I said earlier, we have many different cultures on campus in Dubai, and I can tell you that everyone can teach you something. Everyone has different experiences, has been raised in different manners, different ways. Everyone, that's what makes Dubai so unique, or any metropole, is because of the people. Growth and limits are are just a question of time. So yes, what's very important for students considering Dubai, considering Murdoch University Dubai, is the employability and the options that we offer. So here, most of our students, they would need a part-time job to help them finance this experience, or to help them finance their outings, you could say. So yes, students on their Murdoch University are eligible to work part-time, and you're allowed to work up to 20 hours per week. Obviously, you would need to be able to combine that with your academic workload. We have a career portal, and there more than 100 companies are registered. These are some of the companies that you might be familiar with, other than Emirates and BD. And I'm sure you all know that this is Microsoft. So Emirates and BD is one of the larger banks here, and they like Murdoch University Dubai. They like the part-time interns, and it is not an issue to find a job. It's not guaranteed, but if you do your best, then surely they will do their best and see if they can accommodate you. Okay, let me go to the next slide. So the admissions requirements, I will not go too much in depth in this one. So here, I'm happy I don't have to say successful completion of the Abitur of Fachloch Schluchrafe.
Awesome. That's close to perfect.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, that was not my intention. So yeah, I'm Dutch from the Netherlands, so I can understand German, but speaking it, that was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for the undergraduate, yes, successful completion of the Abitur with a GPA of 3.5. Obviously, the requirements are different for the study abroad, different requirements. It's something that you can ask our partner. I'll share it is, from what I understand, done on a case-by-case basis, but obviously we have a whole admissions team, and together with our partner IEC, we will do the very necessary to provide you the guidance and support that you need to make this transition to Murdoch University Dubai as easy and as seamless as possible. So the student visa process, not something you necessarily have to worry about. It's just that those that do wonder, it is a very easy process. You simply apply for an entry permit, which takes a few days. You get a stamp, you get a medical date, and this doesn't take very long. And as we're helping hundreds of students every term, we are very familiar with this process and will provide you the necessary support. These are some costs associated to the fees. I wouldn't very much be concerned about those right now. I think the first question that you need to ask yourself is Dubai a place that I want to discover, that I want to experience, where I want to grow? If the answer is yes, then obviously you have to choose the university. And when you do, then I would start worrying about the admissions and the visa requirements and such. Now, when it comes to accommodation, it's obviously, it's very hot here, very warm. and you would want to have your accommodation settled prior to your arrival. And there are companies here that offer, you could say, like hotels or like more hostels, I would say. They can provide a room to share, and unfortunately, it's not in the zone of the school, so there's no accommodation facilities. Also, universities here, they do not offer that. That's more in the UK, I believe, or in the US. But here is an overview of some of the partners that we have and the prices. So usually what we do is that the moment that we issue an offer letter or we issue the necessary documentation for you to consider, there is then, we will at that moment share the contact details and help you, providing you the necessary information. So just to summarize, Murdoch University is a excellent choice. Would you want to consider studying in Dubai? As I mentioned before, we have a 5-star rated campus, a very modern campus, an amazing atmosphere. Most important is always the people. We are happy with having a very renowned, respected, and qualitative faculty. We have a great diversity of cultures, of students. The ratio female male is also quite positive. I think it's like 54-46 at the moment in favor for the females, which is a good thing. And also, as I mentioned earlier, excellent career support. So we have career fairs that we organize on campus, career portals, and as this is often the return on investment for those that pursue a full degree with us, so not the study abroad, this is extremely important. Hence, we have dedicated a lot of resources, a lot of efforts, a lot of heart into building those partnerships, relationships with those companies in Dubai. And hence we are able to provide a good experience to everyone. So yes, thank you for the opportunity once again. And as you can see here, this is my email address. I would kindly request that if you send an email, do please put the partner IEC in copy so that we both can do the necessary helping you making this important decision and transitioning into this very excellent university of ours. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your insights and for presenting the university and the study options to the students. If there are any questions for Roy, please feel free to write them into the chat box. Or if you don't have any questions now, but maybe tonight, just shoot us an email and we're very happy to help you with any kind of questions that may come to your mind later on. And maybe just as a brief information, Melanie has also visited Murdoch University Dubai last year during Expo. So if you happen to have her for maybe a phone call for one of the advising sessions, she can also give you first-hand experience, even though she didn't study at that university, but she visited and
Great.
was very impressed.
So Melanie can write us a testimonial.
I don't know. Yeah, but I was really impressed. It was 2 years ago already.
Oh, sorry.
Time flies, no problem. When the campus opened up and was completely brand new. And yeah, Murdoch University Dubai was kind enough to invite me amongst other agents from all around the world to visit the campus, and it's really impressive and very nice facilities.
And everybody was envious that she could go and we couldn't.
Because it was in March and the weather in Germany was quite cold. And
it was gross.
It was awesome to spend some days in 35 degrees. So
I don't see any questions right now. So thank you, Roy. Again,
Thank you very much.
welcome to exit the event, and have a great rest of the day. And we will move on to the next partner presentation. So I would like to invite Naya and Nav to unmute them and to show maybe their faces in the camera so that everybody can see them for a second, and feel free to take the stage. I will stop sharing my in-between slide and you can take
Thank
over.
you. Thank you so much. So I'll just go on to share my screen.
Perfect.
Okay, so thank you for having us in the session today. It's been very informative already. So yes, we're Hult International Business School. I am Nayana Anastasio, and I'm the Student Success and Applications Manager at the school. I have been working with Hult for over 6 years now, and I'm very happy that I'm part of this, innovative institution, and that I got to meet so many amazing students throughout my years of employment. I'm also joined here today by my wonderful colleague Nav Datta, who is the head of the US Careers and Corporate Relations team. He will be speaking about himself and also give you some insights on our career support team later on in the presentation. So on the agenda for today, we'll be speaking a little bit about Hult, who we are, our rankings and accreditations, the different postgraduate programs that we offer. We will also dive into the application process a little bit, and also the different scholarships that we offer at our school. And then we will also speak a little bit about the Hult career support that we offer our students as well. And of course, if you have any questions, about our school, about our programs, feel free to leave them in the chat box, and either myself or Nav will answer those for you. So starting with our school, Hult has been operating with its name now, Hult International Business School, since 2003. We are a business school that offers, master programs, MBA programs to different students, and we offer the students the opportunity to obtain an American degree. Despite the fact that we actually have campuses also in the UK and the UAE. So yes, we're very proud that we are the first triple accredited US business school in the world, and we have been accredited by the accrediting bodies of AACSB, EQUIS, and AMBA. Now on to our rankings. Again, we're very grateful that we're ranked among the best, and we're very happy that we're in The Economist, Financial Times, Fortune, and Bloomberg Business. So as you can see in The Economist, we've achieved the ranking of 13 overall for masters, number 1 for student diversity for the MBA program, 2nd for geographical diversity, and 37 for overall for the MBA. In Financial Times, we have reached 86 in the overall for MBA ranking, 67th in the overall for EMBA, 39 for overall for masters, and 9 for international students. And actually, we're very happy for that 86 number, as this is our most recent ranking. Of course, you can find some more information on our rankings on our website, hult.edu/apply, where you will be able to see, just some further new rankings. We're also in the Guinness World Records, which was also something that happened not so long ago. Now moving on to our campuses. So at Hult, we believe that, the students you surround yourself with are as equally as important as the places that you will travel, which is why we have carefully selected our campuses so that they are located in the most influential business hubs around the world. So we have campuses in Boston, San Francisco, London, Dubai, and New York. And, we offer our students the opportunity to choose a home campus for the start of the program, but then later on in the program, they can also choose to rotate to 1 or 2 of our other campuses so that they can gain more global exposure, they can get to network a little bit further, which can also help them with, the future career. Now onto our programs. So these are our master programs that we offer at Hult. As you can see, we have quite a variety in order to meet, the needs of each student, as some people want to get into management, others want to get into marketing, analytics, finance. So we want to offer, a program for everyone so that you can excel, in your future career paths. Here is the link where you can find some more information on our master programs, their costs, what campuses they're available on, and also the duration of each program. So here we can just see a little bit of an outlay of what the year would look like if you study a master program at Hult. We have 3 modules during the core part of the year, which starts in September until April. Then from May until August, we offer our students a period of electives where they can choose also some courses in order to have a specialization when they finish the program. And it's for this period of the program where students can rotate to a different campus if they wish to. Also at Hult, we offer the opportunity of a student to obtain a second degree if they study for an additional 6 months. So they can start the second degree in October and then they will complete it in April. And then basically they will be getting 2 master degrees. Usually this is the case for students who, let's say they start with a more general program like the Masters in International Business, and then maybe they want to do something more specialized like marketing or finance. So this is a great opportunity for them. Now onto our MBA programs. So again, we have quite a variety of MBA programs. These are for more senior students who have obtained some full-time work experience. So we have the Global 1-Year MBA, also with analytics. One of our newest programs is the Boston, New York Finance Program for those who are interested in finance and accounting. Then for students who might, be quite senior and they're not really willing to let go of their employment, we offer the EMBA program as a great opportunity for them to still work and also, be able to gain some further knowledge and also a further degree. And then we have the Global Online MBA, which again is for students who might not want to leave their country, who might not want to let go of their employment, but again, they're able to gain, an international degree. And again, you can find some more information on our MBA programs in this website, where again, you will find, how much they cost, what campus they're available on, etc. Now, for the full-time MBA program, this is a little bit of the structure of the year, similar to the master's program, but there is an additional module. So this program contains 4 modules that start in September until April. Then again, from May until August, we have the elective period. And then again, if students want to pursue a second degree, again, that period is from October until April. Now, for the online and EMBA programs, which are 2-year part-time programs, the schedule for the year is a little bit different. So as you can see, from October till April, you will have, your first 2 modules. And then from May until August, you will have your specialization period. And then the second year, you will be completing modules 3 to 5. And then again, at the end of the year, you will have the elective period again, where you can decide, what specialization you want to do, and also choose some courses of your own choice. So at Hult, we really believe that to learn the theory, you really have to apply it, which is why we offer our students, real challenges to deal with during the program. And these challenges come from very well-known companies such as Amazon, Facebook, Salesforce, PwC. And we allow our students, to really deep dive into what the business world really requires, what, their future employers will be looking for, and how they're able to sort of complete projects efficiently, either autonomously or with a team. Some of the challenges that we have offered our students throughout the years is, for example, with Mercedes-Benz, where they had to develop solutions to increase the electric vehicle share in key global markets. with Very Zone, where they had to establish new market segments and key enablers of technological disruption. With Kinder, where they had to develop an integrated marketing campaign across above the line and below the line touch points. And with Bimbo, where they had to integrate technological strategies, including e-commerce and autonomous vehicles, into food industry strategy, while enhancing existing business models and creating new customer innovations. Alongside our business challenges, we see that, technology is such a hot topic right now, with AI making such a great scene within, a lot of the business sectors, which is why we want to offer our students, disruptive technology electives so that they can gain these skills before they finish the program. So we have different electives such as artificial intelligence, augmented and virtual reality, autonomous vehicles, blockchain, cybersecurity, energy of the future, and robotics. So how to apply to Hult? It's quite easy at very sort of basic steps, let's say. So you can apply on our website, hult.edu/apply, pay the $95 US application fee, and then you get some additional support from our applications managers who will help you, submit the necessary application documents such as CV, personal statement, referee form, and undergraduate transcripts. And also they will assist you with booking your personal assessment interview with one of our enrollment directors, so that then you can complete your application successfully, submit it to the admissions team, where they make a decision based on your application, and also on your scholarship application, in case, students are thinking of applying for that as well. And then after we receive the decision from the admissions committee, students are then basically are able to submit their confirmation deposit in order to secure their seat with Hult for the year. Now, as I mentioned, we do have some scholarships at Hult. So we offer merit-based scholarship and financial aid scholarships. So for the merit-based ones, as you can see here, we have several topics to choose from. And we usually advise our students to choose the ones that will highlight the profile the best. And all they have to do is basically write a 300-word essay for each of the topics that they choose, and either submit that by itself with the rest of the application, or also they can fill out the financial aid need-based form that we provide to them in case they need some additional support from Hult if they're unable to fund the program in another way. Here we're also offering some information on our payment plans that we have for our programs. So we have the installment plan, which allows the students to split the payment in 3 installments throughout the year. So they basically start paying for the program, the first payment before they start the program, and then the second 2 payments after they start the program. But we also offer the early payment plan option, which the students basically have to pay the entire amount of the tuition fees before they start the program in 3 installments. But with this payment plan, also students have the ability to get a 2% discount on the net tuition fees. So now I will pass it on to Nav, which will provide you with some information on our Hult career support.
Great, thank you. So, you're thinking about studying abroad, chances are you're thinking of working abroad too, right? And so we know that finding a job anywhere is difficult. Finding a job in a country that you haven't lived in before, haven't worked in before, adds a layer of complexity, right? So my team, the career development team, supports our students in ideating sort of what are the possibilities in the world of work, where do they align in the world of work, and then how to obtain a job in another market, right? And so we do that through a couple of different ways. One is we've got this new thing that we've started this year called career boot camps. So these are 6 to 8 hour days where we invite students to participate in very practical learning exercises, right? And not just learning exercises, but you walk away from one of these boot camps with something tangible. So, in these boot camps, we're using things like generative AI to, sharpen somebody's, resume and LinkedIn and application material. In these boot camps, we're doing a lot of research, right, on, different labor markets. And so even in a country like the United States, there are so many different states that have growth, right? And we have campuses in the state of Massachusetts and Boston and California. But, we speak to where are jobs in the United States outside of, some of these cities where we have campuses, right? So we look at things like, what's happening in markets like Texas, what's happening in Florida that might be of benefit to you depending on what your employment goals are. We do a lot of skills workshops, and skills workshops are meant to sort of enhance your ability to, successfully interview, and things like, behavioral interviews, practical assessments. If you're going to be in the MFin program or, the analytics program, chances are one day you're going to do an interview that involves a little bit of case interview or a practical assessment. You might have to do some Excel modeling. You might have to do some coding. And so the skills workshops are meant to essentially give you a runway to practice those so you can ace any interview. All of you will be assigned a career advisor, right? So you get assigned a career advisor on our campus, and this is a professional that helps you throughout the course of your study develop a job search plan and then execute on it. And then we do a lot of networking events with employers, networking events with alumni. In fact, I'm in a office building right now about to meet with an alumni in 30 minutes that works in the financial district here in Boston, right? And so some of the networking events we will hold are like industry spotlights. So our alums that work in finance, for example, will come to campus and talk a little bit about the day in the life of a wealth manager, day in the life of a financial analyst, investment banker. And so you get to learn sort of what is it like to work in that occupation, in that type of job. But because these are Hult alums, you also get the benefit of learning, what did they do as a student to set them up for success in this career that they're now in. Next slide, please. Yeah. We've got a slew of clubs on campus, student clubs that are social clubs, and then there's professional clubs. So some of the social clubs, I think the one that I'm not sure if it's on this slide, but the Wine and Cheese Club is very popular on campus for obvious reasons. But the Data Analytics Club, the Family Business Club, Consulting Club, these guys are very active in bringing industry to the campus, for speaking events and speaking engagements, but also for field trips, right? So the Data Analytics Club just organized a trip last month to Microsoft here in Boston, right? And so we got to meet folks at Microsoft, tour the facility, see what Microsoft is working on in the AI space, right? And so I would definitely encourage you to think about clubs and maybe start with what your passion is, right? And so if you are really into animal rights, well, there's an animal rights club that you can join, right? If you are into data and business analytics, I definitely recommend that you join the analytics club. I will say some of our clubs are very, very active. One of them brought the founder of Moderna to the campus. This was just coming out of lockdown, so it was a really big deal. I would encourage you to not join many, right? Especially if you're in the 1-year master's program. You have 1 year, and so you've got academic workload, you've got sort of your career to think about, you got a social life to think about. Some students get excited about joining multiple clubs. I would say just choose one that you can really put your heart and your effort into. Yeah. Great. And so then I know it was mentioned, we have, these lifelong learning initiatives. So as a Hult alum, you can always come back to any one of our campuses and take an elective during the summer period between May and August. And so you saw some of the new sort of digital electives that we have, robotics being one of them, cybersecurity being one of them. This allows you to continuously develop yourself over the course of your lifetime, over your career. In addition to electives, you always have access to career support and the alumni community through our alumni relations team, right? And so there's alumni chapters that are all around the world. And those alumni chapters also host learning initiatives. It's not just meetups and social gatherings. We hold master classes for our alums yearly in different cities across the globe. And so your learning doesn't stop once you graduate.
So yeah, I mean, we've reached basically the end of our presentation. I don't know if you guys have any questions. I didn't see anything in the chat. But of course, I mean, you can reach out to us at any point. Here, I'm also leaving our social media accounts where you can also connect with us. We really like to connect with our, prospective students, alumni. We really want to build our community as much as possible. So we have a Facebook account, Instagram, Twitter. Also, we have LinkedIn, YouTube. So feel free to connect with us on all of these social media platforms. And again, if you are interested in applying to Hult or getting some more information about Hult, you can visit our website, hult.edu. But yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful session.
Thank you so much, the two of you. That was very insightful, even for me, that I've heard a couple of presentations already. But the elective, coming back to that class, that was something that I will keep in the back of my head. Maybe just adding to what you've just mentioned. So the way that we would prefer things to work would be if students had like the first interest, maybe they first contact us, they can do it in German. And then we can direct them to either contact you directly if it's really somebody who wants to apply right away, or maybe they're still considering different options. We can handle that, and you don't have to worry about these cases if that's fine with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for that.
Maybe you can tell us something about the student body, Naya. What type of student attends Hult? What is the typical age range, maybe in different programs? What can students expect?
Sure. I mean, so Hult, again, as I mentioned, we're an international business school, so our student body is also very diverse. We have, more than 145 nationalities across our campuses. And also, our faculty is quite diverse itself. But in terms of what sort of elements we look for in our students, we really believe in order for a student to be a great fit for Hult, they have to have this sort of growth mindset in order to be able to adapt in different situations, in order to be able to adapt in other people's ways of working, different cultures, different way of communicating. That's what we think will make them successful also later on in their career, where they might be working for, an international company. Then we also look for our students to have some international exposure already, because this shows us that they really value that sort of aspect. And again, these are the sort of major things that we look for. Now, in terms of age range, I would say for the master programs, it's usually students who have just finished their bachelor's, for example. So, around 20, 21 years old until probably like 25. And then for our MBA programs, which is our more senior programs, it's from usually 25 until 30. And then for our EMBA, which is our more senior program, which is usually, for, people who have been in the business world for quite some time, it's usually from, either 35, 40 and onwards. But again, we give an equal opportunity to each student. So, and again, it depends on also what the student has been doing throughout their career, how much work experience they have, if it's relevant work experience. We never, we try not to give up on anyone, let's say. So we try to help everyone get in our programs. Maybe, a student is thinking of one program, but then we see that they might have a better fit for another program. We always provide our assistance and try to do what's best for them. So, yeah.
That's great. And I think there's also like early bird discounts, if I remember correctly, for students that are quite early to apply to programs.
Exactly. So, I mean, we also have an application coming up on the 30th of this month. Obviously, what we say is that students who apply as early as possible, they have a higher chance of receiving a scholarship, which is why we try to, sort of advise them to do so as early as possible within the year. Students who apply now, they can receive a scholarship, that can reach up to 40% of the tuition fees. So that is a significant amount. It can really help, students who might not have the financial support to be able to study, outside of their home country, outside of Europe, let's say. So that's why we sort of provide these scholarships to give everyone these opportunities.
Yeah, so it's a great thing to sometimes be early and decide
Yeah.
early, but we also know that sometimes it just takes a while to let ideas sink and consider options. So and I mean it's a great thing about Hull that you have your different destinations. So students could
Yeah.
start in one place and then maybe move to the other.
Yeah, we offer quite a lot of flexibility, I would say, in our programs, in our campuses, you know, which is why we believe that Hult is quite innovative. We want to offer the students these sort of extra sort of benefits, let's say, because we believe that they will also help them grow as individuals. They will help them, you know, come out of their comfort zones. So it would also make them better later on for their future employers or for the future companies if they decide to become entrepreneurs. So this
If
is
I'm
why
not
we have it.
mistaken, you yourself have studied at Hult, right?
Yes, I
So
have.
which campuses have you been at?
Well, actually, I mean, I did the online program,
Okay.
and I recently finished in December. But I visited the campus in Boston several times. I visited the campus in London. I would say, for me, from what I know and from what I've seen, probably the one in Boston is the best one, in my opinion. It's just. In general, it's such a lovely area, such a lovely campus. Everyone's so friendly, and even though it's quite big, it is also quite cozy. So, so for me, it was honestly, if I got to study full-time on campus, I would probably choose that one for sure.
I can understand. I've been to Boston during my study abroad as well, and I already like the city a lot.
Yeah, such an amazing city, honestly, and so many opportunities there. So, yeah.
I remember having the best pizza in the US at the Upper Crust, but I don't know if they still have that chain. It
Oh,
was
that I
years
wouldn't
ago.
know. Maybe Nav would probably know best as he lives in the US, but yeah.
Yeah. So
Upper crust is, yeah, I heard that upper crust is still in existence in Boston with 4 locations. So pick your poison.
yeah, it was by accident. So it actually wasn't during my studies, but I was visiting with my family. We ended up in the park for a free Shakespeare play, and everybody came with pizza. And we were like, we are hungry now. So my father just walked in the other direction, and then he ended up at Upper Crust, and it was just the best. Okay.
Okay.
Did anything come to your mind that you might want to add to the presentation or
I mean, I think we covered quite a lot, but of course, I mean, as you said, you know, if students are interested, they can reach out to you, and
Yes.
then you can also direct them later on to us.
Awesome. Well, thanks again
you.
for your time and for being here with us and for the students. And we're looking forward to maybe the next event. And then you're welcome to leave for today and enjoy the rest of the day. And thanks again. And we're moving over to the next partner
you.
that I already see in the back end. So bye, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
And I would invite Jenny to unmute herself. I already see a video. Hello there. Good
Hello.
morning.
Thank you. Good evening.
So, yeah, I just have this little slide, but you're here already. So feel free to take over the stage and share your screen. And again, we invite the students to write questions into the chat box if there are any. And yeah, so Jenny will start with her presentation and a couple of videos. And then we have a video recording prepared from one of our students, actually, who had studied at UC Berkeley last fall semester. He unfortunately can't be here today because he has a mandatory class that's very important for him to graduate. So he recorded some answers to questions that we post and that we will play afterwards. So stay tuned and I will mute myself. And Jenny, it's your stage now.
Yes, sure. Thanks for having me. So I'm with the University of California, Berkeley, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our fall and spring study abroad programs. And first off, though, where are we? Right? So we are in Northern California. The closest large known city to us is San Francisco. It's about 20 minutes away on the train. We're a really dynamic area, as you can see. So you can see Berkeley on the right-hand side of your screen. And then you have the San Francisco Bay, which is obviously the blue area you can see there, but we're close to San Francisco. We're really close to Silicon Valley. This is a dynamic area. There's tons of urban things to do, but then there's a lot of beautiful stuff to do outdoors as well. And I like to share this photo because this is really what Berkeley looks like. This shows how close we are to the, basically you can see the Golden Gate Bridge. It's like an iconic bridge in San Francisco. You can see that from the top of our campus. We're a large traditional US university campus with a lot of trees, paths, things like that. It reminds me, honestly, of a campus that you would see in a movie. It's a really pretty and beautiful place to study. But not only is it pretty, it is an excellent academic institution. What draws students to Berkeley when they're studying abroad is honestly the academic rigor, the fact that they get to study at a top research university where they know if they add Berkeley to their CV as a place that they studied, it will be recognized around the world, right? And what we're talking about today is like, what is the added value of studying abroad? Well, I can tell you that a huge added value of studying at Berkeley is that Berkeley is very well known. And if you are able to sort of get a spot studying abroad at Berkeley, it is a great thing to put on your CV for your career development, for your academic development, etc. As you can see there, we have 10 faculty currently teaching at Berkeley that have received Nobel Prizes. A few fun facts. We've been consistently ranked the #1 public global university. All sorts of exciting things have happened in chemistry, periodic table. Elements have been discovered with us. We have lots of courses. We have lots of degree programs. And we have a lot of students, right? So we've got about 40,000 students. I would say at this point, we honestly have about 100 countries represented at Berkeley. But we receive a lot of visitors from other institutions around the world, either seeking a full degree or studying with us just for one semester. So what you're going to find at Berkeley is this is a super, super diverse campus. And I think that's a really eye-opening and important thing in your development as a student is to be able to meet other students from all over the world. It is like such a value add if you're studying with us at Berkeley. Now, I'm going to talk about 3 programs. 2 of them are the most popular with our German students. This one's called BGA, Berkeley Global Access. It's for undergraduate and graduate students. It's 1 or 2 semesters, depending on how long you want to study abroad. It's really for most academic majors because you select your own classes, right? So if you're an engineering student, computer science student, English literature, communications, psychology, any of those topics are really a great fit for this program. Economics as well. If you're a business student, hold on and I will talk about a business specific program next. But this program is great because it currently includes a 1-unit career development course. You know, students studying abroad is not just about your classwork, right? It is about what are you doing next? You know, we have a lot of opportunities for students to do workshops and things about how to prepare for graduate school, how to, you know, work on their LinkedIn profile so that they are positioning themselves as best as possible to get a good job. So there's a lot of bells and whistles attached to this program. It is our largest and most popular program where you can transfer credits to your own university and you're taking courses on a space available basis. It's full-time. So for us, that's 12 academic units. That would be the equivalent of 24 ETCS is what you need to take when you're doing this program. Here's some of the requirements. You need to have studied for a year of undergraduate by the time that you join us. GPA of 3.0. There is an essay you need to prepare, as well as having the appropriate English language proficiency. Now, I'm going to share a video. This is a German student. I like showing videos because, honestly, I could tell you as much as you'd like to hear about this program, but it's much more insightful to hear about it from a German student.
The Berkeley Global Access Program gives you the opportunity to really gain insights into challenging and innovative topics here on campus during the lectures, but also embrace new opportunities to meet new people while embracing new cultures. Hello, my name is Tillmann from Germany, and I'm a visiting graduate student at the Berkeley Global Access Program. I think the unique benefit of this program is the possibility to choose from courses from certain departments where you maybe only have basic academic knowledge but a high personal interest. So this gives you really the opportunity to also gain an insight into areas that maybe would not be on your university schedule, which makes it quite interesting. The lectures are not only focused on, I would say, theoretical concepts, but also try to implement practical examples, which are often done with real-life case studies or by inviting guest speakers into the lectures, which I think is quite unique. The one-on-one time with teachers was also always quite personal. They knew my name, they knew my background, they knew the contributions I did in class. So it was really helpful to get their professional feedback. What I really enjoyed about my fellow Berkeley Global Access students was that they were all from different parts around the world and all had different focus in their study, which made discussion quite interesting because you had such different point of views on the same problem, which was quite enriching. Everybody I met in the BGA program had a certain drive, so they had a certain problem they wanted to overcome, they had a certain goal they wanted to achieve. Besides the social and administrative support we got from the BGA program, there was also many resources focused on career development. These consisted of CV and resume workshops on how to apply to grad school. We had a career development course here, which gave units but was free for everybody participating in the BGA program. California is known as the Golden State, and this was also a thing when I arrived here. We drove the BART from the airport to Berkeley, across San Francisco, so getting a view on this huge city with the large skyscrapers, but then arriving at Berkeley, which is a little bit smaller, but really a familiar town where you have the whole city life playing around the campus. I traveled to Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Vancouver, also Hawaii, which I think is not always given that you have this freedom to combine your studies with also a great personal experience. I would recommend this program for future students because I think the time here at Berkeley really helped me to find my specific area of academic interest and how no other program combines world-leading teaching with such a broad extracurricular environment, as well as being at the center of innovation and culture in the Bay Area.
All right, so there you have it. He's our most famous German student because his video has been watched over 100,000 times. And so thanks to Tillmann, he's going to come right over here and take my job. I'm going to go on to the next program here. So this one, if you're a business student, this is our Berkeley Haas Global Access Program, BHGAP, we fondly call it. If you're a business student and you're interested in entrepreneurship and innovation, this is the program for you. This is the only program that we offer that is like basically housed at our business school. And if you are not a business student, but you are interested in entrepreneurship and innovation, we would love to have you as well. You do not have to be a business student. You can be an engineering student. We've had law students. We've had languages students. It's really a great program that hones in on entrepreneurship, which is the specialty of our business school because we're so close to Silicon Valley. So this is a 1 or 2 semester program. You're taking classes at the Haas Business School. There's actually 2 tracks. One is for graduate students and one is for undergraduate students. And this program as well has a lot of interesting outside the classroom perks to it. There's company visits to San Francisco Bay Area startups, as well as larger tech companies. And in these kind of outings, students get to learn from the leadership of those companies. So that's really exciting. This is curated curriculum. The majority of it is focused on entrepreneurship. It's a full-time program. And again, that ends up being a minimum of about 24 ETCS, but it can also include more units as well. And some of the other highlights, there is, if interested, students can do individualized coaching with faculty at the business school. This program also has a lot of workshops that help with students' career development or some, in cases, academic development. But an enormous perk of this program is the alumni benefits, right? So business students know that tapping into the alumni network of their school is extremely important, especially as you move forward with your career. This program will give you alumni benefits of a student that went to the Berkeley Haas Business School. So that is a real value add there. This is a program you need 2 years of undergraduate, a minimum GPA of 3.0. There is an essay required and proof of English language proficiency. If you're interested in this program and anything I talked today, you're in great hands with the advisors at IEC. They know our programs really well, and they can help you put together an excellent application. I'm going to share another video. This is a German student named Leah Müller that did the BH Gap program.
The BH Gap program evolved me in 2 ways. First of all, the academic way. I learned a lot about entrepreneurial skills. I really got that sense of creating something and being creative. Hello, my name is Leah Müller. I'm from Germany and I was a recent student in the Berkeley Haas Global Access Program, also known as BH Gap. It offers really great connections to entrepreneurs in the Silicon Valley. Our guest speakers came from a lot of different industries and sectors. Some companies were Google, Instagram, Microsoft, Skydeck. It was just a great insight you wouldn't normally get in other universities. The special thing about this program is the course Thriving at Haas and Beyond. In this class we have guest speakers, cohort talks, company visits. In this class I really like the coaching circles, developing our soft skills, talk a little bit about our weaknesses, and also improving our networking skills, because that's really important in the business world. The highlights of my time abroad was really the people, not only in class but also in iHouse. This is the international house where I lived. It was really great. I found there a lot of friends from all over the world. It was like a little family. We had pretty small class size. We got to know each other. We could talk to our professors, lecturers, and even the guest speakers, getting to know the area, San Francisco, doing a road trip down to Highway 1, all the way down to LA, and yeah, just seeing the Californian coast. I think no other program provides this international aspect. I learned a lot about myself in this program, and spending my time abroad, it was a really, really big step for me, getting out of my comfort zone, being away like 9,000 miles from my friends and family. I would never imagine that I was so brave. I would recommend the BH Gap to everyone who wants to be curious, be creative, and wants to learn in an entrepreneurial environment.
So I love what she said there, right? She said, I got out of my comfort zone, right? That is the biggest value add of studying abroad, is the confidence you gain as a person when you go somewhere totally different and you have to figure it out. It is a lot of fun, but it is also challenging. And then you grow so much as a person, as a student, when you have these experiences. So I love that she mentioned that in her sort of summary of, I didn't know I would be so brave, right? This is going abroad is really kind of a life-changing thing that you can do. So if you don't come to Berkeley, you definitely still need to study abroad somewhere, anywhere. That's what I say to all students. Supposed to tell you to come to Berkeley, but ultimately you're here and you're listening to all these presentations today because you want to go abroad. So kudos to you. You are on the journey already. And I'm going to skip along to the physics program here. If there are physics students, I can go into more detail, but this is an undergraduate program for physics students. It's a rigorous program. We have excellent physics faculty at Berkeley, and there's a lot of academic and professional development opportunities through this program. Again, 1 year of undergraduate coursework, 3.0 GPA. There's an essay for this one as well, and the same English language proficiency as the other programs. Now, other added value at Berkeley, it's academically a top-notch school, but it is also a super fun place, and it is a really engaging place for students. We are an NCAA school, so we have a lot of sports and things that students can watch, but the big draw we have is the student organizations. We have over 1,200 student organizations. if you want to have a great time at Berkeley and get to know local students, get really involved, meet some amazing people, that is something you can do by joining a club or a student organization. I've had students come back from studying or tell me that when they studied abroad with us, they joined the skydiving club or they joined the debate club. There's hiking. There's also any number of different academic subject areas that are clubs. So really, really, really just get involved. We're near a world-class city. If you want to be in a larger city, we're close to Silicon Valley. We're close to a wine region. We're really close to hiking and skiing in the Lake Tahoe area. And then if you really want to go to Southern California, we are not that far away. You would probably need to fly or drive about 5 hours, but this is just, there's kind of something for everybody in this region. And then for student life, we have a lot of student housing options. A lot of our German students end up sharing an apartment or a house, or we do have some students very interested in more of a dorm experience. And for that, we have something called International House. Most of our students walk and take public transport if they're living in the Berkeley area. And then we have a lot of safety features for students if you're studying late at night and you need to get home. Now, here's a quick slide of our tuition fees and scholarships for this program. The most important thing is that we have scholarships for both that BGA program as well as the BH-GAP program. You can apply for these at the same time as when you apply for the program. The range of tuition for that Berkeley Global Access program is just based on the number of units you take. So you need to take 12 units. So the starting price for that program is $13,900. And the first two programs include the mandatory health insurance that you need to have as part of your student visa. And here's some info about our applications. They are now open. We've now just passed our priority deadline for the BGA and BH-GAP program. For BGA, you still have until June 1st to submit an application. If you're interested in the entrepreneurship program, the BH-GAP, we highly, highly encourage you to apply by May 1st. Not wait until that final deadline. And then physics has one final deadline of June 1st. And the last thing I'll say is just that we have a team of really nice staff that are helping students all along the way. We help you throughout the process. We host a lot of different events as part of these programs, so you can take part in excursions, meeting other students that are visiting, helping you with adjustment, talking you through some advice on how to get housing, things like that. We're really here for students and know that this is a big financial commitment, but also life commitment to come and study with us at Berkeley. But yeah, the last thing I'll really say is just that outside of the academic side of things, there's just so many reasons why studying at Berkeley is a great fit for you in terms of like career development. There's so much brand awareness with the university that it's a worthy thing to be able to add to your CV and say that you studied at Berkeley. I'm gonna stop there because I'm not sure, Julia, if you would prefer me to answer some questions now before you show the alumni video or whatever you think is best.
Sure. I mean, I checked the chat and there is no question yet. If students have any, feel free to put them into the chat box, but I would then maybe just take the opportunity and show the video of Stefan. And again, Jenny will stay with us and then we can maybe answer questions afterwards. Thanks for now. So let me do this here and sound. There we go.
Genau, also mein Name ist Stefan, ich komme aus dem schönen Niederbayern, wie man vielleicht auch während der Fragen eventuell mal heraushören könnte, anhand vom Akzent. Ich studiere aktuell im 6. Semester an der Technischen Hochschule Deckendorf, Elektro- und Informationstechnik. Und genau, also was verbindet mich mit dem IEC und der UC Berkeley? Also das korreliert in gewissermaßen, da ich die Bewerbung für mein Auslandssemester an der UC Berkeley ja, in Kooperation mit dem IEC gemacht habe und auch dann abgeschickt habe. Und das IEC hat dann sozusagen die Bewerbung einmal auf Vollständigkeit überprüft und auch Sachen wie das Motivationsschreiben überprüft und auch Anregungen für Verbesserungen gegeben. Ich habe in dem Berkeley Global Access Programm studiert. Das zielt darauf ab, dass man sozusagen alle möglichen Kurse wählen kann bzw. belegen kann, aus allen oder aus verschiedensten Fakultäten, und man ist sozusagen nicht auf einen Fachbereich gebunden. Dadurch, dass ich aber ja, Elektro- und Informationstechnik studiere, habe ich natürlich ja, vorzugsweise darauf geachtet, dass ich auch in dem Bereich Kurse bekomme oder auch Kurse belege. Eine Ausnahme war doch jedoch dabei. Es ist ein Kurs gewesen, der wohl im Bereich Nuclear Engineering ja, war. Und den Beweggrund hatte der Kurs, dass ich aufgrund des Films Oppenheimer, da ja Oppenheimer ja auch an der Uni war, beziehungsweise Professor war und auch da an der Uni geforscht hatte, wollte ich einfach mal in dem Bereich einen Kurs belegen, um mal zu sehen, wie das da so genau abläuft. Und sozusagen, also man ist dadurch auch komplett frei in der Kurswahl. Das einzige Kriterium ist, dass man sozusagen eine Mindestanzahl an Units erreichen muss, um als Vollzeitstudent zu zählen. Zum Thema anerkennen lassen. Also ich war in der glücklichen Situation, dass ich das Auslandssemester in meinem Praxissemester gemacht habe und dadurch musste ich mir nichts anerkennen lassen, da ich in dem Praxissemester nur die ECTS bekomme und keine Note darauf bekomme. Jedoch habe ich von ja, Bekannten, die ich auch im Rahmen des Berkeley Global Access Programms kennengelernt habe, mitbekommen, dass das eigentlich relativ einfach machbar ist, wenn man das vorher mit der Uni oder Hochschule abklärt, da die meisten Hochschulen oder Unis relativ offen sind, was sowas angeht. Der Unterrichtsstil hat mir sehr gut gefallen, muss ich sagen, da ich das ein bisschen persönlicher finde, da man auch, je nachdem natürlich auf Kursgröße, ich muss sagen, ich war jetzt eher in kleineren Kursen unterwegs, zwischen 20 und 70 Leute würde ich jetzt mal schätzen, und da kann man in den sogenannten Office Hours ja, mit dem Professor oder auch mit den Teaching Assistants, was in der Regel ja, Masteranden und Doktoranden sind, ja, Fragen zum Kurs allgemein stellen, zu Hausaufgaben, fachlichen Themen, aber auch zum Beispiel zu Karrierethemen, wenn man sich dafür interessiert. Genau. Und das Einzige, was eine Umstellung war, muss ich sagen, dass es wieder eher schulisch ist, da die Noten in der Regel aus verschiedensten Teilen prozentual zusammengesetzt werden. Zum einen hat man Hausaufgaben, dann hat man Midterms, dann hat man Labore, die man machen muss, Teil, je nachdem natürlich kommt auf den Fachbereich drauf an, dann noch zum Schluss in der Regel ein Projekt und auch dann noch eine Abschlussprüfung. Und zum Schluss wird dann prozentual sozusagen die Note daraus gebildet. Ich hatte ein kleines Zimmer, circa 3 Blocks vom Campus entfernt. Das hatte ich über das Internet gefunden. Wenn man ein bisschen sucht, dann findet man da schon relativ gut etwas. Das Einzige ist, man sollte schon relativ früh anfangen, da vor allem Einzelzimmer, das wo ich jetzt hatte, relativ gesucht sind, und auch für ein Semester, das relativ ja, schnell alles belegt ist, sage ich mal so, da in der Regel die ja, Leasing-Zeiträume ein Jahr betragen, beziehungsweise halt dann nur noch Doppel- oder Dreifachzimmer in der Regel zu haben sind. Genau, was habe ich außerhalb des Unterrichts gemacht? Also wie man auch an meinem Hintergrund erkennen kann, ja, ich habe natürlich alle möglichen Sehenswürdigkeiten oder interessante Orte besucht, wie die Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, dann San Francisco an sich, den Yosemite National Park mit dem Mammutbäumen. Dann war ich in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, am Lake Tahoe. Natürlich dann auch Footballspiele angesehen. Zum einen das College Football, was wahnsinnig interessant ist und auch wirklich eine Top-Stimmung ist. Dann zum einen dann die San Francisco 49ers. Dann waren wir mal von der Uni aus bei Google. Ja, genau. Und dann natürlich auch mit ja, Bekannten bzw. Leuten, die man kennengelernt hatte, auch in Bars gegangen oder auch so Sachen unternommen. Also ich sag mal so, es wird einem nie wirklich langweilig. Zum einen hat mich das Auslandssemester an der UC Berkeley persönlich weitergebracht, da man eigentlich schon vor Start des Auslandssemesters relativ viel organisatorisch machen muss. Zum einen wegen dem Visum, aber auch ja, wie Wohnung oder Zimmersuche, sonstige Sachen, Flug und so weiter. Das ist natürlich schon auch teilweise eine Herausforderung, dass man alles richtig macht und nichts vergisst, aber natürlich bringt einem das auch weiter, um sozusagen in dem Organisatorischen besser zu werden. Aber auch natürlich fachlich, ich meine, das ist eine Top-Uni und das merkt man auch relativ schnell an den Profs und auch an dem Niveau allgemein von den Studenten. Das meiner Meinung nach pusht es einem auch nochmal fachlich, sich gut weiterzubilden, beziehungsweise auch nochmal einen Schritt weiter zu gehen. Und was hat es mir noch gebracht? Natürlich zum einen ja, das Renommee der Uni. Das spricht an sich für sich für weitere ja, Verfahren oder Bewerbungen. Ist es natürlich nützlich oder kann nützlich sein. Und was für mich auch noch wichtig ist, ist zum einen die ja, Leute, die man kennengelernt hat, das ganze Networking, das ist schon wahnsinnig gut, beziehungsweise da kann man schon wahnsinnig viele Leute kennenlernen. Ich habe zum Beispiel immer noch mit einem Teaching Assistant von einem Kurs Kontakt und natürlich auch vielen anderen Leuten. Und wer weiß, was es einem noch bringt, beziehungsweise ich meine, es ist ja auch cool, einfach nur sich mal in 1, 2 Jahren mit dem nochmal oder mit denen nochmal kurz anzurufen und zu telefonieren.
So I still don't see any direct questions in the chat box, but maybe Jenny, you have something that you, I don't know, didn't mention earlier, want to add, or Melanie has something from the recruitment side. Maybe there's typical questions that the students ask us about UC Berkeley if they're considering to study there that we could add for the audience that is going to watch the recording, maybe even because they cannot attend live today.
Typical question, but I think Jenny already mentioned that we sometimes have students from the more business-related study fields who want to spend a semester at the BGA program, and if there are any options for business students within that program, or if it would be only the HOS program.
I highly encourage students interested in taking a lot of business classes to the Berkeley HOS program. Yeah. With the BGA program, it's possible they could take maybe 1 or 2 classes in business, but for business students, the BGA program only allows them to do a very limited selection of business courses that students are sort of allowed to view very sort of late in the game. And so unless a student has a lot of flexibility, I typically encourage them towards the entrepreneurship and innovation program, BHGAP, instead, if they would like to take all business classes. That's really my sort of best advice, Melanie. Yeah.
Okay. But if, for example, a business student wants to take courses from different areas and not want to study business, so this would be an option for them.
Absolutely. BGA is the best option for a student that wants to take a variety of classes. Yeah. So if there's business students that have some electives and they are allowed to take an economics class or even a sociology class or communications or something, you could definitely do that. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
And I mean, I know you mentioned it earlier that there is a personal statement that students have to submit. And I know from other recruitment events that you had usually stressed the importance of this letter. Maybe you could add a couple sentences to that.
Yeah, sure. I went through my presentation pretty quickly today because we don't have too much time, but you're totally right. The essay that is required to apply to these programs is really important. It needs to sort of be grammatically correct. It needs to have a strong argument. It needs to be proofread. So I want students to think about it as important as having good grades and having a strong English language score. It is looked at with that much importance. Not sort of a just phone it in and do the essay. So the most valuable information I can give to students is read what the prompt says and just answer the question, right? So if the question is, tell me about why the Berkeley Global Access Program is a great fit for you academically and maybe in terms of your career, you answer those two questions and give some examples. I don't want to say it's not rocket science, but sometimes students just start writing and they don't actually answer the question. Strong writing, answer the question. And we have had a lot of success with German students getting access to both of these different programs. So I feel confident that the essay is not as a huge challenge for these students. I think they can do it. They just have to know that it's important.
Yeah. So what I can just add from IEC side, so because we are processing the applications in part and we are cross-checking the documents in advance, we also have a look at the statements, of course, and even though we don't rewrite them, of course, but we guide the students, like, as you said, maybe use spell check or grammar check or have somebody else cross-read it, or the red line is missing because you're jumping between arguments or you're repeating yourself. So these kind of things we also mention to students. And as you said, a lot of the German students have been very successful in applying and being accepted to UC Berkeley. And the team also knows kind of like what type of student is successful in applying. So if we see somebody applying with a very, very low GPA or is planning to apply, we would really sit down with them and discuss their options, if it's something for them or not, because we know that it's quite rigorous to study at UC Berkeley. But maybe we could add something that you and I were talking about earlier this year about the summer program at UC Berkeley, because there the hurdle to be accepted into the program is lower, right?
Absolutely. No essay at all. There is no essay at all. And really students just need to show their proof of language. And yeah, so studying with us in the summer months is direct enrollment into classes where there's space available. It's the most accessible, affordable time to study at Berkeley. We find German students seem to be most interested in fall and spring, but our summer program and the courses in the summer are, one of my favorite options to talk about, because you get a truly Berkeley experience studying alongside a lot of Berkeley students that study in the summer. Like 75% of the students in the classroom are Berkeley students. They're trying to take some extra classes to graduate on time or complete a minor or whatever it may be. And we have over 700 classes in the summer. So if you're intrigued by Berkeley and would love to have a Berkeley experience, I highly encourage you to come in the summer. It's a really nice time to study with us. And it's shorter and more, it fits well for a lot of students. They don't have to interrupt their own studies. So thank you for reminding me about that one.
Again, just adding to that, even though the hurdles to be accepted into the program are lower, the study program may still be maybe a little bit harder than during the semester because sometimes courses are condensed. So students should be aware of that as well. And if it's too short of a period, funding from, for example, Auslandsbafög may be an issue because to receive that, to be eligible, the study program abroad has to be at least 13 weeks plus 1 day long. So this has to be checked by students just looking into summer. But again, it's things to consider and maybe make up their minds and go to San Francisco. Maybe one more question about the location. So even though we say San Francisco, it says Berkeley. So how close are the two? Is it actually two different cities, or if it's a suburb? What would you say about that, Jenny?
I would say they're two different cities. I think people in Berkeley would be offended if anyone called them a suburb to anything, because it's such a known sort of university town on its own. But it's about 20-25 minutes on the train away from San Francisco. So it's by a very large city, but Berkeley itself is sort of, it's just students. It's what we would call a university town. It's dense, it's full of students. There's over 200 restaurants in and around the area with food from all around the world. So it is very much the vibe of, you know, a campus, university focused, you know, small city. So you do get that vibe. And then if you want to go to a larger city, you can also do that. And that's very close by. So it's not like they're super isolated like they would be if they were at a university that was not very close to anything. But Berkeley itself is really dynamic. So I think it's a lot of students just love the area.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Melanie, do you have any additional questions to Jenny?
I don't think at the moment. It was a lovely presentation.
Yeah.
Really
Thanks for taking the
clear
time
everything.
and thanks for being with us today, Jenny. We are very happy about this. You're welcome to leave the call now. Melly and I will wrap things up for the students, and we wish you a nice rest of the day and see you soon.
Thank you very much for getting up early to join us. Highly appreciate it.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye, Jenny.
Genau, so, jetzt die letzten paar warmen Worte auf Deutsch. Es gibt keine Fragen mehr im Chat, habe ich gesehen, aber vielleicht nur noch kurz von unserer Seite. Also vielen, vielen Dank für euer Interesse über heute, aber auch die letzten 2 Tage, dass ihr dieses neue Format mit uns mitgemacht habt. Wir hatten sehr viel Spaß. Wir haben sehr viel spannende Einblicke in die verschiedenen Universitäten gewonnen, denke ich. Im Chat findet ihr auch immer noch mal die verschiedenen Links zu den Profilen bei uns auf der Webseite, wo ihr dann nachlesen könnt, wie die Semesterzeiten sind, welche Bewerbungsdokumente ihr braucht, was in Richtung Finanzierung und Kosten so los ist. Ihr könnt uns sehr gerne natürlich im Team auch kontaktieren, sei es eben im Berliner Büro, wo eben Melanie und ich sitzen, oder natürlich aber auch unsere Kollegin in Österreich, in Wien, die Judith, die natürlich die AT-Webseite und E-Mail-Adresse und auch die Telefonzeiten besetzt. Und in der Schweiz sind wir natürlich auch vertreten. Im Moment machen das hauptsächlich wir Berliner Kolleginnen mit. Deswegen scheut euch da natürlich auch nicht an, info@ch zum Beispiel zu schreiben oder uns eben anzurufen, Termin zu machen online. Ihr könnt gerne virtuelle Beratungstermine zum Beispiel mit uns buchen. Das findet dann über Teams statt. Der Vorteil darin ist, ihr könnt gleichzeitig mit uns auf dieselben Webseiten schauen, auf dieselben Dokumente gucken. Viel, viel einfacher als früher, wo man immer sagen musste, so, ich bin hier am Telefon, ich sehe auf meinem Bildschirm jetzt da oben links das und das, siehst du das auch, klick da bitte hin. Wir freuen uns, wenn ihr uns sonst auch gerne mal am Campus besuchen kommt. Wir werden jetzt in den nächsten Tagen auch noch ein paar mehr Termine innerdeutsch zum Beispiel online stellen. Hier auf dem Screen seht ihr jetzt gerade, wir sind sogar in Wien an der BOKU im April. Wenn ihr in Wien seid und selbst wenn ihr dort nicht an der Uni studiert, könnt ihr ja vielleicht trotzdem mal vorbeikommen und euch mit Judith und unserer Kollegin dort ein paar Takte unterhalten, wenn das für euch interessant ist. Oder auch gerne, wenn ihr wisst, bei euch an den Hochschulen findet demnächst ein International Day statt, eine internationale Woche, oder es ist irgendwie von Interesse. Wir organisieren auch gerne Infoveranstaltungen mit Hochschulen zusammen oder für euch. Also kontaktiert uns da gerne, wenn es Fragen gibt. Das wäre es sonst jetzt von meiner Seite, wenn Melanie nichts mehr einfällt, was wir noch unbedingt sagen sollten.
Nein, genau. Also gerne bei uns auf der Website den Veranstaltungskalender im Auge behalten. Da werden wir demnächst sowohl eben die schon genannten On-Campus-Veranstaltungen online stellen. Wir werden auch weiterhin Webinare anbieten. Das machen wir das ganze Jahr über kontinuierlich. Immer so ein bisschen unterschiedlich, mal wöchentlich, mal im 14-Tage-Turnus. Aber grundsätzlich könnt ihr uns ganz, ganz oft noch zuschauen bei Webinaren mit verschiedenen Schwerpunktthemen, teilweise auch mit Uni, ja, Beteiligung oder eben auch extra was zur Finanzierung. Das ist ja auch immer ein heißes Thema. Genau, und ansonsten hast du das schon ganz wunderbar zusammen.
Dann bedanken wir uns nochmal. Und wenn ihr wisst, eure Kommilitonen haben das alles verpasst, sobald ihr euch ja registriert habt und die E-Mail von uns habt mit dem Recording, ihr dürft es natürlich auch gerne weiterleiten oder die anderen dann auch darauf aufmerksam machen, dass sie uns nochmal ansprechen. Und dann wünschen wir euch jetzt erstmal einen wundervollen Abend oder wann auch immer ihr das Recording guckt. Gute Nacht, guten Morgen, Mahlzeit. Und wir freuen uns, von euch zu hören, eure Fragen zu bekommen, eure Bewerbung zu betreuen. Noch vielleicht die letzten warmen Worte. Bewerbungsfristen für den Herbst diesen Jahres sind noch sehr, sehr viele offen. Also Bewerbungen sind mit uns noch möglich an den Unis. Wir haben viel spätere Fristen als die Austauschprogramme, über die ihr es vielleicht schon versucht habt oder in die ihr nicht reingekommen seid oder die ihr verpasst habt. Also da schaut gerne nochmal bei uns vorbei und wir bemühen uns nach Kräften, alles mit euch möglich zu machen. Dann einen schönen restlichen Tag und bis hoffentlich bald.